Hey guys, I'm Rogan, and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. Alright, getting right into the topic today, I'm going to be talking about why I like some billionaires, millionaires, versus others. And this is going to be a pretty unscripted rant. I'm just going to think about, things, on the fly, and just give my 2 cents on this topic, and then move on to the next video. Alright, guys, so if you like finance related topics and these unscripted rants and like this type of content, you know what to do, but I'll save that to the end. Alright, so getting into it. I kind of like Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey, and I'll explain why. So Elon Musk, he's a meme lord. He's crazy. He's eccentric. He has these lofty goals and these huge ambitions. And I love space. I think SpaceX is pretty cool. That reusable Falcon rocket or whatever it's called. I think that's really cool. I think he has a lot of cool ideas and goals and stuff like that. And he, he named his kid something really weird. I forget what he named his kid, but it's that kid's gonna be made fun of. But other than that, he just has so many great goals, with Tesla, all the models that he's making. It's going to be good for the environment. But then again, electric cars have their hidden environmental detractors and stuff like that. But overall, it does reduce smog in cities and stuff like that, so that is important. There's negative and positive effects and things that electric cars bring to the table, but that's not what this video is about. I'm not going to be talking a lot about electric cars. I could do that in another video. But the cars are stylish, they're futuristic looking, they're cool looking. They're the trendy thing to talk about now. And maybe in the 2030s I'll have a Tesla. Who knows? I'm not ruling it out. And he's worked really hard to get Tesla into profitability for a few quarters now. Just joined the S&P 500 recently, which is really cool. And then also, he's really invested into Bitcoin. And I saw a recent news story that you can now use Bitcoin to buy a Tesla, and that is really cool. And he has a huge stake in Bitcoin, which is really cool. And I think he's a great guy. I think he's doing a lot of cool things. He's not, in my opinion, he's not scummy and sleazebaggy and, a bad person overall, like some of these other people I'm going to talk about. But yeah, that's him. All right, now moving to the middle ground, we're going to talk about Twitter now and Jack Dorsey. Now, there's a lot of controversy around Twitter. There's a lot of people mad that Trump got banned, but he was a bulldog barking. He was too reactive in my opinion. I don't think he deserved to be completely silenced and deplatformed, but some regulations were just, in my opinion, to kind of regulate things. Like fact checking. Fact checking is very hit or miss, depends. But the thing is, Jack Dorsey, he's also has a good outlook on cryptos. That's one reason why. And he's also he also has another business. He has a side thing, kind of like Elon Musk had. He's developed Square, and Square is it's a mobile payment platform. It has those really sleek and simple, and the UI is very user friendly. I've used them multiple times in different stores, and they're pretty seamless. They're pretty I think they started with just a credit card reader that you'd plug into the audio jack of your phone, but now it's a lot more advanced. And that's a future payment system, and then that just makes me think of PayPal and all that type of stuff. So I like Twitter. I don't like most of the other social medias. I use it mostly to follow bands and retweet things I like. Once in a while I'll say something, but very rarely I'll say something. I just it's, yes, there's a lot of toxicity on Twitter, but I kind of stay away from that. And the bands that I follow, they're really cool. They're a really cool platform to keep the fans like me updated and in the loop about things going on. So I appreciate you, Jack Dorsey, for creating a good platform like that. And they're working on their profitability. Their stock has gone up recently, which is pretty cool. Pretty good for it. And I think they're working on a subscription for it or something like that. I heard that news and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I'm not going to do it, but who knows, depending on what it offers. All right, so that was a little bit of the middle ground. Some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. I think Twitter, you should be able to say whatever you want. But yeah, moving in to the people I don't like. So let's go. Let's start with Bill Gates. He scummy person. Like whatever you want to say about him, that's fine. He's get like yes, he's given a lot back. He's donated a lot. He's did the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I understand that. Global warming it is a problem. I do believe it. But he's contributed a lot to that. But he basically monopolized software and computers, and the operating software was pretty good initially, and it's become shit over the past, I don't know, 7-8 years. And it's the Xbox is cool, yeah, but it's they're gobbling up more and more studios, and the software just isn't as good. And in terms of Windows products, they're not something that I think are to write home about. And he was very, very scummy with how he made his initial millions and stuff like that. I know he's only on the board of directors now, but he's bought a lot of farmland. He's preparing for things to get shitty, but I just don't like him. He's done some good things, but maybe you can make the argument that those good things made up for the stuff he did with Microsoft in the early days. But I just don't really like him. So now going on to Mark Zuck, the Zuck himself, the reptilian alien of the Illuminati. That's a joke. I don't believe that. If you do, then all the power to you. I'm not going to call you crazy, but I just don't agree with it. But yeah, he operates. He stole the idea for Facebook from someone at his campus, and there's a lot of misinformation on the platform, a lot of political misinformation. Facebook is a generally bad for your health and toxic, and yes, it's better monetized than Twitter is, but Mark Zuck is a person he's just a scummy guy. He creates like this social network, and but he's in terms of like his belief systems, like he lets his belief systems and his team influence things that should be not bipartisan, but like anti-partisan, like not like and stuff like that. And you guys know I lean a little bit right, but he just he works with the company to spread misinformation, and he's going to be talking to the government sometime this week about that. And he just spreads lies, makes up stories, claims that his platform isn't bad for you, or doesn't spread, like doesn't breed toxic and stuff like that, but it does. And he's just a bad person. And then all right, so getting into granddaddy bad of them all, we have Jeff Bezos. He is the worst. He created Amazon, late 90s, selling books. Now they sell next to everything. They have terrible working conditions in their warehouse. Unrealistic deadlines, unrealistic times. Like workers are slaves. They're trying to unionize. They're putting out commercials that are spreading anti-unions. There was a story about them changing the timing of traffic lights so people protesting on the side of the road don't have enough time to say things to people as they're on the road. They yes, like but they pay their employees $15 an hour. It's like, yeah, well, they can fire you for a silly reason, like they fired me for a silly reason. Like I didn't do anything wrong. And unrealistic working standards. It doesn't matter that you pay your people $15 an hour. It doesn't. I'm sorry, but if you treat your employees bad, they're gonna want change, and that's what they're trying to do. And everything's so great. Like I buy everything on Amazon. It's so convenient. It's so nice. It's so easy. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. Well, yeah. You know what? Blood, sweat, and tears went into making sure that package got to you. And you know what? Smart idea. You can actually get in your car, go to a store, get it even quicker than that stupid 1 or 2 day shipping. There's a thought. So that's that. All right, let's see where we are for time here. All right, so I'll make this about a 15-minute video. So next I want to get into some investors on Wall Street. Now, say whatever you want about Wall Street, corrupt this, corrupt that, but it's a place where even now people like you and me can make money and learn about investing, which I think is really cool. Like the accessibility of Webull, M1 Finance, Titan, Robinhood. All of those have done really well. So, I like people on Wall Street like Ray Dalio. He started working on Wall Street, I think late '60s, and he created his company Bridgewater, and he developed models that would that influenced the the commodities, like kind of like meat or soybeans, or he talks about precious metals. He's a strong believer in precious metals, and he thinks good about cryptocurrency. He's a very successful guy. He's been around a long time. He's been around the block. You can learn a lot from him right now. I'm not sponsored by anything, but I'm currently reading Principles by Ray Dalio. He talks about his early days and his principles, how he developed his business, and how Wall Street and stuff like that. I love it. It's great read. So great guy. Kevin O'Leary, we all know him as Mr. Wonderful, but he has his own. He has a couple of his own ETFs, like dividend ETFs. He's a big dividend guy, and I like that because I'm a big dividend guy too. He's really smart. He has his own businesses. And on Shark Tank is fun to watch sometimes. Good guy. He's really smart. He's changed his tune about Tesla, and and he invested a little bit into it, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of relates back to what I was talking about before with Elon Musk and Tesla. I like him. I think he's really successful, and you can learn a lot from someone like him. So, Kevin O'Leary, good guy. All right. And then lastly, we'll talk about Warren Buffett, the granddaddy of them all, the best investor of all time. He's the type of guy who looks for undervalued stocks, sees the growth potential, and holds it for a very long time. And some things that he owns, like Coca-Cola, like that's part of my portfolio. I take some inspiration from him. And then him and Charlie Munger working with Berkshire Hathaway, the huge investment company that owns like tons of things. Like, I'm not an expert about Berkshire Hathaway, but like the stock price is like one of the biggest things I've ever seen. Huge. I mean, and he recently, last year, he sold some airline stocks, which was smart in my opinion. And he invested into Barrick Gold, which is a mining company, and I invested into Barrick Gold as well because I see the potential in that mining stock. And then I also invested in another mining stock. So he's really smart. He's like what, 80 something. I that might be wrong. I might be wrong on that, but he's been around a long time, and he's very smart when it comes to investing. There's a lot you can learn from these three people. All right. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed my rant, my thoughts about these type of people, and why some are cool, why some of them are bad. And if you like the video, I want you to hit that like button. And if you didn't like the video, if you didn't like my topic or my face or my shirt, just remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. All right, guys. If you like content like this and you want to see more crazy videos from this crazy guy, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And that notification bell down there, it might work, it might not, but you might get notified. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.